everybody, and welcome to another stream. So today, I don't even have my loading in screen, we're just in it today. So welcome back to Death and Taxes, and today we are going to be playing the last 8 days, I think, of Death and Taxes. So let's head in, do our Death and Taxes, and get it over and done with. We'll see how the story ends. There are multiple endings to the story, so let's see how it goes. Put that off. Let's put this up. Oh, that's a bit loud. Very loud friend over there. And off we go. Can't remember how we ended last. Okay, we're off to go do a day's work. Let's see. Can't remember who we killed and who got to survive last time, so I guess we're just going in for it. Crime boss gunned down on the street by rival mobsters. Escalates turf war. Crow News. Prison superintendent found dead of a narcotics overdose. Crow News. Rumored swamp monster listed as endangered species and protected. Culture Mag. Mandolin band formed by local farm worker going on their first national tour. Crow News. Foolhardy pilot buzzes air traffic control tower, gets fired immediately and banned from flying any aircraft for at least 20 years. Tech Bros. Check out these awesome personal jetpacks. Culture Mag. The Visionary Atom. Read the 10 best science fiction novels from early atomic age. I wonder if I'm making a difference. Don't really know, I'm afraid. Can't get the phone down. Put the phone down. There we go. Let's have a look. See here. Alright, let's see what are our rules for the day. The assignment. I sensed an eldritch waft. Waft? Oh. Waft. Well done, me. Waft of air passed through my office earlier. Perhaps the essences of those many doomed to death by your actions, Grim. We could not determine the correct amount of humans to mock today, so I leave it up to you. Quote for the day. Any humans who seem suspicious have to die. Do choose better than yesterday, yes? Keep your eyes open. Hi, Princess Fox. I take it you got things working. Just in time, too. We're about to choose our first peeps to die. Or live, you know. We have no rules other than whoever seems suspicious, so we're in for a good time. Okay, so here is our first profile, and seeing as how we don't necessarily have to be restricted to what is and isn't happening right now in terms of what are ages, where are they located, etc., etc. We can read the profiles and then immediately make a choice as to who, if anyone, shall be passing away today. So let's see. Jack Montaigne? I don't know. Age 31. Position, long distance cyclist. Long distance biking. Yep, that's actually pretty much it. I'm asking cadaver resources to put me into a different apartment. Writing these drives me insane. If anyone is reading this, sign my petition at the water cooler next to desk 5. Well, that didn't give us much information at all. I can't really tell whether this person is suspicious or not because, quite frankly, there's not much to go on. But, as always, I leave it up to the people's watching, or person in this instance, to decide. Shall they live or shall they die? Exclamation mark, die or spare in the chat. And they die. Okay. Don't really know why, but hey. Death it is. Apparently we woke up and chose death today. Thornton Willifear? That's up. Did they really put in an Afrikaans surname, or did someone just make an accidental typo here? Because I find it very difficult to believe that an Afrikaans surname somehow made it into this situation. Anyway, Thornton loves bodies. That's why they became a bodyguard. I'm worried. They love bodies? Like, I'm concerned by the statement that they love bodies. Do they love bodies in the sense that they're just, body positive and appreciate all different body types? Or are we talking weird necrophilia type things here? Because I'm worried. That's why they became a bodyguard. They want nothing else in life but to protect bodies from harm. Frankly, it's a pretty honorable vocation. Okay, listen. Can the developers of this game please look into their spelling errors? Because either the people behind the scenes are intentionally meant to just lack the ability to proofread, or they seem to dislike the word they. Because how many times has they been misspelled here? Like, not on this page, I mean throughout the gameplay. They recently became a guard for a very famous celebrity. When not at work, Thornton, oh gosh, see, it's spreading now, I can't read either. Thornton enjoys a lot of exercising. Okay, once again, I failed to comprehend anyone suspicious, but I'm still concerned with this loves bodies thing. Anyway, voting open, die or spare in the chat. Freaking delay makes everything take 20 years longer. Apparently the decision is up to me. So I shall make the decision momentarily. I mean, I don't feel like they're particularly questionable. Doing other things in the background and typing as well as the people in this game. There we go. It sounds like a serial killer. Spare. Okay. Sure. I mean, chat still said spare, even though the vote didn't come in on time, it still says spare. I mean, sounds weird. I mean, that would make one suspicious if they sound like a serial killer, but sure, spare. Okay. Benazir Al-Ram, age 49, a nuclear physicist. Benazir was inspired to study nuclear physics by old science fiction novels. The original plan was to build some sort of atomic death ray, as seen in their favorite novel, which, alas, never went anywhere. But by that time they'd become an accomplished and respected physicist, so they became a physicist to kill people. Well then. Okay, basically became a physicist to become a supervillain. Right. Voting is open to spare or kill in the chat. Wow, just immediately is like, yep, I want to become a supervillain. That's what this kid was telling people when they were at school, and they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a supervillain with an epic death ray gun. Right. Gotta agree. I'm concerned by the fact that this person is like, yep, I want to become a physicist so that I can create a death ray. Concerning. Again, I feel like we've got some Afrikaans names come, because I'm not calling this Ewald, so I'm calling them Ewald. Buddy, age 32, position neurosurgeon. Ewald, a child prodigy, has been performing brain surgery since the age of 18. They're well established as a medical professional in academia and in practice. Ewald is addicted to adrenaline and is well known for taking great personal risks. Well, as long as you're not taking those risks out on your patients, I hope. Voting is open to die or spare in the chat for the neurosurgeon, who is apparently a prodigy as of the age of 18 already. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I would necessarily trust an 18-year-old to be performing surgery on my brain. That does, after all, decide whether or not you can walk, talk, read, see, smell, everything. That was die, right? Oh, I don't know. I think it was die. It was die. Check the chat if I'm unsure. Too busy questioning the capabilities of someone at the age of 18 being a neurosurgeon. Oh no. I'm just calling this person Pef because I don't know how to pronounce that name. Age 52, a morgue assistant. No one truly knows how the fall from grace of Pef began. Once upon... What? Again. Something is wrong here. Something has got to be wrong here because there's something missing from the sentence. Once upon they lived a heroic life. Pretty sure that's supposed to be once upon a time. So it is said, but such grand deeds are now a thing of the past. These days they work as a post-middle-aged assistant at a morgue. But why? The first thing that comes to mind is, but why? Anywho, exclamation mark die or spare in the chat. Obviously my question as to why is like, what happened to go from hero to morgue assistant? Were they a doctor that did something wrong and then had to like leave practice or something and then became a morgue assistant, or what happened that this could like change so dramatically? Normally there's a reason for it, and apparently chat agrees. Suspicious. Hello, Piggy. We're done. All the souls get shredded. I think one person survived today. Probably Fate isn't going to be too impressed with us. Not gonna lie. What does Fate say? Oh, we're still reporting to the cat? Morgue people are weird. I mean, they're portrayed weird in series, but are they really weird? Because I don't know about you, but I've never exactly gone up to a morgue and just started having a conversation with someone at the morgue. I'm not referring to the dead bodies, I'm referring to the actual people working in the morgue. Although, I haven't gone up to dead people in a morgue and started having a conversation with them either. As you enter, you notice that Fate's office is empty aside from Lady Portington snoozing on the table. Claire the cat, spiteful jerk. Oh no, this again. Hey, kitty cat, you're so cute. Oh, we're not doing that again. Also, you lost all your cuteness when you threw me under the bus, you jerk. Sweet, more freedom from the yoke of the overlord. Nah, I feel like this was more my reaction. The old-fashioned phone suddenly rings with an ear-piercing metallic clatter. A familiar voice calls from the static.
Haha, Grim, jolly good. As you may have noticed, I am absent. I decided for a short vacation.
You just went on vacation!
It is a weekend, after all, and the free time will be essential for research. For the novel, yes?
I feel like this is real freaking CEOs all over the world. Why can't I get a vacation? So I'm reporting to the cat again. Fine by me, I just need the daily review. Now, I feel more like so we have to deal with the cat again.
Grim, are you there? Curse this useless apparatus. It never works when I need it. You may be wondering about who is in charge. I did consider leaving dear Lady Portington again,
But they're a terrible boss.
My hiatus is only momentary. I am sure you can manage these few days. But what of the conduct overview, you may be thinking?
Probably important.
To be honest, I cannot be bothered at the moment. I am certain you have done well enough. Now, I must go submerge myself. Toodles, Grim.
Submerge yourself in what? I'm presuming research, but like... Ooh, we got money! Yay! Ha, my pig friend. People at the bar.
You're such a scoundrel. There should be a bounty on your head.
Okay. Wasn't this the coin that they said I should use last time? The bar person. I mean, we have enough money to buy it. Oh wait, we were saving... No, we can't buy it. We were saving money for the... What's that thing called? Snow globe. Oh, we have new people. We have a skatey lady person. Female type individual looking person. And a bird. Cool.
don't think I've seen you here before. Let me guess. You're in the... human department, right?
Right, in the dog department, fortunately.
I mean, the dark circles, the vibe like you haven't slept for 1,000 years.
It's been rough. That obvious, I'm sleeping just fine. I feel like it would be that obvious.
It is. At least for me.
I mean, you are a literal skeleton, so...
For you see, I'm also in the human department.
Oh, okay. Another human reaper. I've been dying to meet one for ages, haha. Yeah, I can also tell by those dark circles. How do you like it here? But you don't look tired at all. I kind of feel like make the dad joke.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll meet plenty more. Provided you don't get fired.
Kind of hard to do when the boss is on frickin' vacation.
So, I figure you've been here a while by now. How do you feel about the work we do?
I love making humans miserable. I wish people didn't have to suffer because of me. Meh, work is work. Sucks real bad. I hate it. I actually feel like I should head back to work right now. Bye. Wow. Just bail. I mean, I don't really feel like people are I mean, I suppose some of their deaths are pretty horrible. In that case, probably they do suffer, but... yeah. I also don't think we make humans miserable. We just kill them. So... yeah. Can't say I hate it too bad when there's just awful people. So, yeah, I guess it'll be this one. I don't want to say
Right.
bye.
I've heard some spawns complain about insane working hours, but they spend all day on their phones. Doom scrolling on Cocker or whatever that dumb app is called.
Corker. Jeez. Also trying to get over the fact that there's cell phones in the afterlife.
I haven't opened it in years.
What's Corker? Good question. It's supposed to be the afterlife version of Twitter. You haven't missed much. You don't read the news. Yeah, I don't read the news either. I think Corker is supposed to be what we then, if they refer to the news, then that's probably what we're reading on the cell phone every day. So let's go that one.
No. I mean, I used to, but nothing interesting ever happened.
I mean, I find it interesting. I want to see what happens to
The
everyone.
instructions are the same every day anyway. Kill all door-to-door salespeople.
Wow, harsh.
And what do I see in the app? The door-to-door salespeople died. Great. So very engaging.
Wow. That's so harsh. They're just doing their job, people. Come on.
That's followed by the stories of downright horrible things happening everywhere. No thanks.
Ever thought of asking fate about your never-changing instructions? What do you mean my choices affect the world all the time? I get different instructions every day. In any case, reading the news helps make decisions. I'll just go with that one.
Congratulations.
Guess that wasn't the right answer.
I've seen the boss like once. Not gonna happen. I bet it's all part of fate's grandiose plan. The equilibrium. And who am I? A mere spawn to question it.
Why am I constantly having to report to the boss every day and you've only ever seen him once? How's that fair? Yeah, let's just go with that
I
one.
just do what fate tells me to. The decisions are not mine to make.
A life with no choices and you still haven't given up. Wow, a life without decisions, that's the dream. Said every procrastinator like myself everywhere. Actually, I feel like making the decision to leave now. I feel like, quite frankly, me, 3/4 of the day.
I mean, a little variety couldn't hurt. But all in all, I guess it's pretty nice. Can't really complain.
You should definitely complain though. I think it's time to stop making your own choices. Well, good luck with whatever you're doing. I get the idea telling someone to just make their own choices would probably end really badly.
Yeah, real soon I'm gonna complain about how long it takes the bartender to make me a dang drink.
Well, good luck with whatever you're doing then.
Thanks for the chat, stranger. Anyway, I'm off to sleep.
But-
See you later.
But you never got your drink.
Probably not, though.
But you never got your drink. Why you come to a bar and not get your drink though? This bird looks amazing.
I smell the rank odor of blood on this hatchling.
Never mind, looks less amazing suddenly.
Perhaps the boss has upgraded the assemblage if we're actually getting worthwhile spawns for a change.
I kind of feel insulted.
What brings you to bask in the glory of Florian, the Eradicator, young Purgator?
I don't like you. You seem like an asshole. What blood, I'm a good reaper. Why are you called the Eradicator? I love your style, Florian. Definitely not that one. I don't need your approval. Kinda wanna do this one just because he sounds like a jerk. But we'll do this one because I'm curious.
I am the shepherd who guides the flock to their annihilation.
Wait, who's the person in like Greek mythology that like I think that he's like the look, he's a god, okay? It's male. All these years I'm just gonna refer to them as male. Isn't he also portrayed to be a bird? The one that always sits like in the river and like helps charter the souls across the river of death basically into the afterlife. Is this who this is like supposed to represent? I mean, it makes sense. Kind of, you know, I get the vibes, but still.
Oh, to hear their wails of grief brings joy to my withered heart. You know how it feels like, don't you?
No, that sounds horrible. I know nothing for the sort. I do the work and that's that. No need for emotionality. Yeah, I don't want to hear no wailing.
So, that's your delusion. Separate yourself from your deeds.
In this particular instance and in this particular game, yes.
If this is what helps you sleep at night, who am I to judge? Although, believe me, I do judge.
Well, judge all you want, bro. You sound like a judgy person.
Beware, for the judge is followed by the jury, and ultimately the executioner.
Good thing I'm already dead. And technically, if I was a spawn, I never existed.
Flesh is temporary. We here provide the herd with an escape from their meat prison.
Meat
It is
prison.
called salvation, or at least the closest thing they'll ever get.
I understand. After all, I'm killed. Those are 9,000. Are you implying you mock people to death all the time? Do you ever think of the consequences? What does fate think about your grand ideas? I mean, I kind of don't care what fate thinks. Fate is off having a freaking vacation again.
What consequences? I follow the rules handed from above, as do we all. There is no other option.
Well, there was in those red letters that we
I
didn't follow,
just
which we
enjoy-
probably should have followed.
Enjoy every slash and stab.
What?
Take pride in a successful exit.
Okay.
For that is what we are born to do, yes.
No.
We Deathbringers all have to die.
I mean, I suppose technically, yes, everyone does have to die, but did you have to be so gruesome about it, though? I shall bring forth the great purification. So what's stopping you from marking everyone? I'm off to scour the lands. Great chat, goodbye. Let's find out that one.
Unthinkable. You mean to suggest I go against fate's rules and kill more people? A lot more. All of them.
Okay, clearly not red letter person.
I mean, it'd be amazing, yeah. A glorious day. But, such fantasy. I can bide my time until their atrophy.
Okay, well,
Ciao, little hatchling. Lessons learned, off you go.
I still don't like you. You sound so high and mighty and self-important. I don't like it. Any new information to be garnered from...
Why, if it isn't the young Grimster. Back again to delight my eye.
I forgot her name.
Are you still wearing the same attire from before? Oh, gross. It's been ages.
I just think my current look suits me. Oh yeah, I could use some new clothes, but the stuff over at Mortimer's is so expensive. Nah, I just like what I'm wearing.
This lack of transformation, no, it does not suit you.
Yes, it does. My pumpkin head's amazing.
Not just the thing to help you out. Something I've been holding for a special case.
Is that a new pumpkin head?
Visage to make your day. Check it out later. Crisis averted. Say, how's the grind been treating you since our last chat?
Pretty good, same as usual. Don't know, I still have trouble deciding. Mostly I'm confused. Same as usual.
Does that make you suspicious? All of it lumbering onward, unceasing, unfeeling, a deadly machine grinding lives to dust? Pretty spooky if you ask me. What if the choices made were incorrect?
I'm fine with what I'm given. I have to do what I'm told. I was born for this. Spawned for this. Sometimes the tasks get a bit confusing. Isn't this place venerable and they know what they're doing? That one, I guess?
Yeah, leave it to uptight, soulless bureaucrats to decide what's right.
Sounds about how life goes.
Ultimate instincts in collaboration with reason. Sounds twice as powerful to me, yeah? But what do I know? I'm just the barkeep. So what can I get you?
Any thoughts on Florian?
That one? Heck. What can I say that you won't glean on your own?
I don't know.
They try to act all suave on the surface, but truth be told, they're a proper jerk.
See, I called it.
Seems to be a common trait these days, though.
I kinda like the fellow, thanks for the tip. They don't seem responsible.
You'd think your profession needed conscientious workers, right? Don't take this the wrong way. I don't often disparage patrons of the den. We have here a shared experience. Here's to hoping they won't cause some sort of a major blunder. What else you got in mind?
That I think I'm more likely to cause a major blunder. But I'll be going now.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
I mean, the last thing I got was milk. And it was literally just milk. Which was super disappointing. Off to bed. Alright, we got things. And are we going to be spoken to? No? Cool. What did we get? Okay, this face. Yeah. Oh, no. We got the bird head. I mean, bird head's all cool and everything. Don't get me wrong. It looks really epic. But I really like our pumpkin head. So I'm sticking to our pumpkin head. Don't think we got any new clothing. Nah, same clothing. Where's our... There we go. Even the mirror has stopped talking to us. Off to work. Oh, second piggy! Piggy! Give me... What the piggy? Piggy? I can't move the piggy. Sad. Let's see. Crow News. Medical scene on alert as examiner dies from an unknown disease caught at the morgue. The Daily Moon. Oh, the irony. Morgue worker with 20 years of experience find themselves on the cold slab. Crow News. I know, right? The Pumpkinhead is still the best. Sticking to the Pumpkinhead. I swear, by the Pumpkinhead, we shall continue to have a Pumpkinhead. Crow News. Cosmopolis citizen dies in fatal crash after tragic jetpack malfunction. Tomorrow Science. Research for experimental surgical cure for epilepsy halted due to grant withdrawal. Okay, that was not our fault, I'm pretty sure. Crow News. Physicist sacrifices self in order to prevent radiation leak. Evil person, maybe not so evil after all. Crow News. Local bodyguard enters competition for hunkiest bod in law. Oh my gosh. The Daily Moon. Unidentified man found dead in nearby forest. Police suspect murder. Okay. What does our letter say? Your attention is required. I have been informed of a delicate situation. I trust that you will handle it as usual. What is the delicate situation? What, the person that died in the forest? Quota for the day. 5 humans have to die. 1 human must be spared. This is of utmost importance. P.S. Do be careful to let the right person live. Do what you do best, Fate. Now, how are we supposed to know who the right person is? Probably based off of all of this situations, but like... okay. suppose in this instance we'll read all the profiles and see if we can garner who's supposed to live, I guess. Rudolph Rudy, age 19, student. What are morals? Rudolph is the type of a university freshman who has just finished reading a couple of introductory philosophy books and now can't stop talking about how they understand how society, morals, and the world works. Hakan Tredesky, age 57, a streetcar operator. When younger, Hakan was a driver of both ambulances and fuel trucks for the military. Now they drive a streetcar all across Cosmopolis City and have driven it for almost 3 decades. In their spare time, they watch a lot of television and solve all sorts of crosswords puzzles. Holan Nagan, age 30, a burglar. Once during a routine burglary, Holland got attacked by a kid who was unintentionally left behind by their vacationing family. Oh my gosh, it's Home Alone. This occurrence made them appreciate the quiet days far more. Usually they leave a clean house behind, sometimes even doing the dishes. Oh wow. That's just weird. Okay. Anna von Wolfenstein, age 48, a judge. Anna has worked as a judge for 20 years and loves their job very much. Not so much because of the bringing of justice, but because of the political power the position brings. And Anna likes having power and influence a little bit too much. Maybe we have to keep the judge alive because of the person that died so that they can, persecute the person? I don't know. Ah, come back. Gwendolyn Chi, age... No, yes, I don't know why you keep putting this page down. Age 30, position network engineer. Gwendolyn is not exactly sure when their career as a network engineer stagnated. It's definitely not what they dreamed of doing with their life. But they're barely just content enough and their large family depends on their income. So, real life problems. Charlie, I'm not saying this name. They got me once. Age 56, position fraud CEO. Charlie has been helping their brother Albert David hide corporate money and avoid paying taxes for years, perhaps even decades. They have also been accused of insider trading and other fraudulent activities. They currently live in a mansion just outside of town. So that is all of our people. Go down, go down, go down. Okay, let's start the judging, or the things. Charlie. Shall Charlie live? Oh, all the pages are scattered everywhere. Voting is open. Charlie live or Charlie die? Exclamation mark spare or exclamation mark die in the chat. This is our fraud CEO who's hiding money in their brother's thing and avoiding taxes. Their brother's company. There we go. Slow brain syndrome, apparently. I'm also thinking save the judge. I think that's saving the judge is literally the only thing I can think of based off of the news that makes any sense. Okay, I do see your thingy in the chat. I mean, what do you say, Princess Fox? Do you think we should just save the judge, or is there anyone else you want to save? Because, I mean, there's the student, the streetcar operator, burglar. Who was the last one? The network engineer. Do you want to save any of these people, or should we just... Oops. I hate the fact that I can't, like, choose for myself where they sit, like, layer-wise. Is there any one of these that you want to save other than the judge? Or should we just call it without the whole voting thing and just go die, 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 die? And just spare the judge. I mean, half this story is kind of covered, but if you need me to open the story, just save the judge, kill the rest. Okay. Dead, dead, dead. Chose all the death. And one gets to live. Want to confirm? Yes. I mean, is it even worth going up to the boss's office? Apparently we have to. Just so the cat can tell us what to do again. Cat has a oh, what has the cat done? As you look around the office, you see Lady Portington lounging supine on the table. I hate this word. How is it even ringing? The old-fashioned phone again rings right as you settle in. The familiar, if grainy voice can be heard.
Grim, you would not believe the fun I am having.
Mm-hmm.
Such a transformation from the monotony of the office. It almost makes it all seem worthwhile.
I don't quite know what to say to him, but okay, I'm glad you're happy.
Yes, you expect your daily summary, but I still cannot find it in me to burden myself with this matter.
Wow.
So, off you go.
Wow. I think at this point I feel like we could just do whatever the heck we want to it. Absolutely nothing would happen. Can we buy the snow globe? My pig friend is back.
Doubloons will get you anything.
Snow globe! And we can buy it! In honor of Dragon Princes, we shall buy the absolutely useless and overpriced snow globe.
Well, scuttle me both, why don't you? Clear as a crisp
Oh, we're gonna get the
spring
whole
morn, I
history
remember the
behind it.
day,
I forgot.
in the cave at the bottom of an ocean, but 'twas guarded by a horrendous beast.
Huh?
So, had no choice but to underwater arm wrestle the kraken. All
Imagine this image. Oh, wow.
Afterwards, I met a hag with crow feet wrinkles on her face, and wrinkled crow faces on her feet.
What?
She knew me well, though we had not met before. Gifted me this ominous globe.
Ominous.
Maybe 'twas a warning of a kind. Maybe she just fancied me. I did die about a week later.
Great. Good to know. This is new. Infernal Illuminator. The Infernal Illuminator reveals that which is most deeply hidden. Once you've already made the choices and are passing through again. Else it can't show much anything. Because that's how things work, okay? I don't understand that, but okay. I imagine that has something to do with who we choose to live and die. Is there anyone new worth talking to here? These same people, and I can't click on them, so can't speak to them, unfortunately. Why can we not get this? It's annoying. Anyway.
Do you know the
Oh.
parades people throw when nothing bad happens?
When nothing bad happens. No.
Yeah, we neither. But sometimes one deserves a pat on the back when everything is normal. Even if it's you yourself doing the patting.
Fair.
You may have found the path through the maze, Grand Reaper. Be glad.
Huh? I feel so confused every time I talk to this mirror. I have no idea what they're on about. People complain that I talk in riddles. This talks in riddles. This mirror right here, that talks in riddles. Just saying. Yay, we have a snow globe. Can I shake it? Can I shake it? Can I shake it? You can shake it! I'm slightly concerned by the fact that these look like crosses. Also, they serve... Ah! Okay, I'll stop shaking that now, but it is fun to shake. Sound is kind of excessive though. Let's see what the news says. Crow News. Suspected fraud dies of a heart attack as police officers come knocking on their door. Prosecutor says arrest was imminent. Crow News. Annoying know-it-all dies from their brain becoming far too smart and big for their skull. Ugh, if only that was a real thing. Crow News. Judge rules to allow a severely ill environmentalist to die peacefully. Aw, nice judge. We definitely made the right call on saving the judge. Judge was a nice person. Crow News. Burglar stumbles on a frighteningly complex array of traps during a break-in. Dies from serious head trauma. Again, Home Alone, just the less PG version. Right, what are our things? Okay, 2 humans have to die. Great, new discoveries await. Wow, that's very specific. It is as if a great calmness has enveloped the world. I do not see the need for many deaths for today. Okay, so I guess we just pick and choose who dies. Reference, we have an age 27, 37, 40, and 32. One is an architect, a crime scene investigator, an advisor, and someone who is unemployed. Let's read their history, shall we? I think we'll just read and then make a decision since there isn't really anything specific going on. And if we're uncertain, we can just say so in the chat and we'll move on to the next person. Marie Emily Lang, age 27, position architect. Marie is all about living in the present, their past long forgotten. Several years ago, they moved to live near the glacier at Northern Point. Marie has always loved mountaineering, photography, sculpturing, and modern dance. I mean, to be fair, I feel like whatever we do, fate doesn't seem to really care at the moment what we do, so either way, I don't think it really matters. Anyway, voting open, live or die, well, spare or die in the chat. I should really change this command. Apparently you can change it. I should really change this command to live if we ever do another playthrough of this. But die or spare in the chat for Marie Emily Lang. I mean, she doesn't seem to be anything bad. She just seems to be living her life, to be honest. Just out there enjoying things. Okay, I see the command came through a bit late. It's fine. Spare. There is such a ridiculous delay on Twitch. So, I mean, I think if... Right, I just realized if Twitch's delay is 30 seconds and the voting time is 30 seconds, someone doing this like a speedrun is going to have the worst time trying to get people's votes in. Mary Ann Seafelt? Age 37, a crime scene investigator. Mary Ann makes grievous puns on crime scenes constantly. While making the puns, they usually also slowly remove their sunglasses. This behavior doesn't hinder their professional abilities at all, though. Often they actually find the biggest clues mid-pun. This might, again, I feel like this might have something to do with that murder, because like nothing has been said yet in the news about that murder. I actually really like the snow globe. Look at it. It's kind of pretty. It's so pretty. Anyway. Vote to die or spare for Mary Ann Seafelt in the chat. I feel like something, like we got that random information about this death or this murder, suspected murder, but we haven't gotten any other information whatsoever or any other like thing. I can't help but wonder, so does that mean we're supposed to be still looking for someone to actually like figure out this murder or figure out who caused it? It keeps coming like just seconds too late. I think after this, it might be because, oh, you know what, Princess Fox, you're on mobile now, hey. Apparently mobile has an even bigger delay. So I think when I'm done here, I'm just quickly gonna hop into the settings and just up the vote thing just a little bit. Just so that it can actually pull through in-game and the vote comes through. But I don't want to, I obviously can't end the day midday and I don't want to lose the progress for the day. Khalil Jones, age 40, position advisor. Khalil believes in their power to give only the best advice to potential presidential candidates of the neutral party to boost the success of their campaign. Their self-confidence might be misplaced as the reputations of everyone they've advised thus far have crashed and burned. Yeah, that I realize now when it was coming through so late. I think it's because you're on mobile. So I'll just up the voting time a little bit. As soon as we're done here, I'll up the voting time on mobile. Well, not on mobile, on the game to accommodate mobile. Die or spare. I mean, either way, it's probably going to be short now, but it's fine. I'll just keep an eye on the chat. We'll just go with whatever chat is in the chat. Just check my snow globe. Oh my gosh, this is like building suspense. Should just shake this every time we have to do a vote. Let's build the suspense sound. I mean, is it just me, or does it sound like one of those sounds they would play to make, like, build up suspense? Lol. They die! Says chat that no one can see on screen, but it's okay, we'll resolve that soon. Reggie R. Roback, age 32, unemployed. Reggie graduated from clown school a long time ago, but the search for a paying clown gig has been unfruitful. They keep making balloon animals in their tiny apartment in the fear of losing the finesse. They also stay in character 24/7, which some people might find creepy. I find it creepy. I don't like clowns. I don't like clowns. I don't like you because clown. Anyway, voting's open. Die or spare in the chat. I hate clowns. Why? No offense to any clowns out there, but clowns creep me out so much. I just realized that that looks like a face. It's got eyes and a mouth. Look at it. Eyes and a mouth. That's funny, but also weird. Hey, it actually came through on time. Would you look at that? Why are you sparing the clown? Why would you do this to me? Why would you have the clowns running around? We also didn't meet quota, but that's fine. I don't think Fate really gives a shit at this point. Fate's just out having a holiday. If you say clowns are creepy, why did you spare the clown? Why? Oh, Fate's back. Oops. Welcome back.
How about we skip the pleasantries and get back to usual pointless drudgery?
Sure.
Right. I see fewer deaths than necessary.
Only one.
Right. Explain to me, how come you still have not got the hang of this?
We needed to kill two, Princess
It's been
Fox.
3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks.
Whatever.
Sorry, I've offended you somehow. What's with the attitude? Why are you so grumpy? It's none of my business, so I won't ask anything. Why are you so grumpy?
Why am I livid?
Uh-oh.
Because the rest of highest management thought it necessary to remind me that taking sudden leave is detrimental to our aspirations.
It was two, Princess Fox.
Because they thought to admonish me for taking a couple of days to perform important research. Because, as was reminded, the saying goes, now, how was it? Nothing in life is more certain than...
Sugar and spice, rainbows and puppies, blood and guts, beeps and boops, death and taxes. Have I not been saying this whole time? Haven't heard anything of the like, no. Have I not been saying this whole time that the only thing you can be certain about life, or in life, is death and taxes? So, just saying.
Yes, exactly. Either way, the nerve they have to lecture me on how to do my job.
I'm not gonna say anything.
No matter, Grim. I apologize for taking it out on you. Good night.
Ciao. Just glad I'm not reporting to the cat anymore. Because the cat is a jerk. We got paid nothing again. Oh, frickin' course. It's okay, we still have our pig friend to keep us company. Man, I feel like this is like real work. Just every day, wake up, go to work, same thing. Oh, right, I said I wanted to go and do that voting time thing quickly. Let me just do that because I don't want to... Just give me a second. I just want to quickly sort that out. And I don't know how much information may get leaked if I do this where people can see it. 45 seconds should be enough because you were like just missing it, so I think 45 seconds should be enough. The original was set to there we go, set to 30 seconds. I think 45 seconds should be enough. Culture Mag. Promising young architect wins grand prize for monumental sustainable sauna. The Daily Moon. Neutral president rises to power after replacing entire advisory team. Former advisors reported missing. Crow News. Famous investigator comes out with a pun so horrendous, suspect actually gets a heart attack. Wow. Local Scoop. The world's oldest person still around and kicking. Utopian Vision. The prison system has failed society. The conditions in most prisons are abhorrent and only create more criminal behavior. Tomorrow's Science. Interviewing. The intrepid crew exploring the depths of the ocean. I'm going to be honest, I remember none of what I just read. My modest excuses, Grim. Right, the situation is that everything got all jumbled up in our fax delivery system. You should listen to your gut today. Heh, your gut. Yes? Because you are a skeleton. Quota for the day. Go with the flow. I really think Fate's losing it. I don't think Fate gives a freaking damn anymore. Fate's just like, whatever. Well, there you have it, Princess Fox. We can kill everybody if we wanted to, because apparently we're just doing whatever now. So again, I'm just going to read the profile and we can just immediately decide yay or nay on the live and die situation. Evelyn D. Space, age 31, a submarine commander. In their youth, Evelyn read the works of Anvar Jules, author of many fantastical adventure novels. Inspired by the novel The Teenage Commander, they decided to become a commander, that is, themselves, and drive thousands of leagues under the sea. And they did. Okay, so this obviously has to do with this very last thing that we read about them exploring the depths of the ocean. Voting now open whether or not to spare or to kill Evelyn D. Space. And we'll add our suspense music. This is exhausting for the arm, not gonna lie. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's like 45 seconds, but it feels so much longer. My little piggies are adorable, though. To spare! Spared. Close the book. I'm gonna get tired of shaking this thing just because it's gonna be annoying after a while. Salome Albion, age 48, an art forger. I was about to say art forager. I don't know what that is, but she's an art forger, not an art forager. So I think it's supposed to be Salome. Salome? Is that how they say it? Anyway, started imitating famous artists as a hobby. Then they discovered their partner was selling the forgeries while telling clients the artworks were real. Salome was furious at first, but due to financial difficulties started going along with it. An original piece they're most proud is an oil painting of a bullfinch. An original piece they're most proud... They forgot the of. They forgot the of. Man, please proofread everything. Ay. Anyway, voting is now open for Salome Albion. Oh my gosh, I'm just failing at it all. I can't pronounce anything tonight. I'm just failing at all the pronunciations today. Failing at everything. Suspense music. All the suspense this. Bonk. Next, Alex Mahmoud, age 36, a prison guard. Okay, so this obviously has to do with the whole situation about how the prison system is abhorrent. Alex is no stranger to some good old ultra violence, taking some ultra bribes and succumbing to some ultra temptations. They also donate regularly to a dog shelter and sometimes work as a volunteer in a soup kitchen. What? What? That is like two completely different people. How are you taking bribes and being ultra violent and then donating to dog shelters and volunteering at soup kitchens? What? I do not approve of this situation. Be one person so that we know what to do with you. Either you're a horrible person and you have to die, or you're a good person and you deserve to live. This situation is just no. Just no. I don't like this. Choose one. Are you sparing him because he donates to dog shelters? I mean, I understand, but also ultra-violence. Yeah, for the dogs. I did not mean to sound like a seal there. It was me trying to figure out how on earth to say this individual's name. My bad. Erika? Valborg? Jeez Louise. Age 26, a community manager. Erika is an avid digital sports enthusiast who works at the office of the Parallax Digital Sports League. They are also a death metal vocalist, passionate about getting the very best out of a performance. Okay. I don't really know what to comment on this, so live to spare or to die in the chat. It's violence to people, not animals. Fair enough. I mean, true. But, you know, ultra violence though, it's like, I get it, violence to people, but also violence is not the answer, man. Come on. Violence is not always the answer here. Sometimes, maybe, but I don't feel like it's you know. Luigi Wow. Wow. That's lots of fun to say, but I also feel like I probably look like a total idiot saying it. Age 36, position a forklift operator. Luigi is a revolutionary, a radical, an avant-garde hero of the people. The ultimate underdog, vanguard of change, beloved by all. Who is this? Like frickin' what's his face? Robin Hood? They love cruising around in their forklift at high speeds. Nope, not Robin Hood. Which, considering the forklift, is not very fast. I actually just pictured that in my mind now. Yeah, he's a radical in the fastest forklift ever. Because forklift, really, that's what you're chasing around in? A forklift? To die or spare in the chat for Luigi. Wow. That's still just a lot of fun to say. Also, suspense. Suspense. So much suspense. He's spared. Wait, is there always minuses? Wait. Were there always minuses in this thing? I swear they were all pluses. Oh no. Maybe I should stop shaking this thing. That's probably not a good thing. Okay. Lenani Leiter? Oh my jeez. Age 40. Position marine biologist. Wait, was that still with this one? Yeah, the ocean exploration situation. Lenani, a professor at the Cosmopolis Central University, has dedicated their life to studying the well-being of aquarium fish. Since it's already known that goldfish have a decent memory. Wait, what? They do? Huh? Have I been lied to my whole life? They advocate banning small fish bowls. Have I been lied to my whole life about goldfishes having terrible memories? Anyway. Vote to die or spare Leinani Laisha? I don't feel like it's Laisha because like that doesn't feel like it should be spelled that way. I'm very concerned by the negatives that have suddenly appeared. I swear there were no negatives before. I think shaking it's causing negative energy or some shit. Maybe the people inside are getting angry at me. What if this can break this? Ah! I don't know if you could break it, but you could apparently zoom in on it. These weren't negative, right? Look, there's like a little face. There's our dead body. I don't know what's going on here. But I'm very concerned by the sudden negative signs happening. You know what's confusing about this? You know why I keep wanting to choose die when people say spare? Because instead of having the spare and die things on the same sides as what they are on the page, they swapped it. That's terrible. That's just a horrible, mean thing to do, to be honest. Ronald Kershid, age 29, a firefighter. Ronald has been working as a firefighter since their late teens, pledging to give their life to protect the people of Cosmopolis City. In remarkable physical shape, they have been organizing athletic events for communities all over the country to raise awareness for fire safety. Vote to die or spare Ronald Kershid, the firefighter, in the chat. Oh shoot, there's more negatives. Look, there's more negatives. Also, feel the need to point out, every time I say Cosmopolis City, I feel like Megamind whenever he had to say the name of the city that they're in. Metropolis, and he can't say it to save his life. That's how I feel about saying Cosmopolis City. Every time. I want to shake this so bad, but I'm so worried what's going to happen with all these negatives. I feel like this thing's just going to explode, and whatever is happening here is just going to come out. That's... whispering, and I nearly clicked die because I looked at the side. Ay. Elil Neneti? No, jeez. Age 30. Position scholar. A true scholar, Elil is trying to integrate different disciplines in order to uncover the truths of the world. They live in the life of science, searching for the universal theory of everything. It's not going very well, as there are many holes yet to be patched, but that's what makes it fun. I don't like her smile. Is she giving like a skew smile? They look like they're giving a skew, like smirk kind of a smile, and I don't like that. They look smug with themselves, and I don't like it. Just because you're smarter than other people doesn't mean you have to be like this. Like this. Some of us are just stupid. Can I put the phone in here? I want to do that. I want to put the phone in there. You can. Bye, phone. No one wanted to see you anyway. She died. Yes, that side. Any particular reason why you felt like she needed to die, Princess Fox? Aside from, like, I know why I would have done it, because, like I said, they just look super smug. Oh no, book, come back. Justice Asuskri. Age 114. Oh, I think this is to do with, like, that oldest person still lives situation. Was that in this one? The world's oldest person still around and kicking. I don't think that's the oldest person to live, actually, like IRL, but anyway. Justice takes the greatest pleasure in listening to wondrous bird songs every morning after waking up. They spend most of their time at home, as moving around has become burdensome, although it's still possible. They love vanilla ice cream and bananas. I'm with you on the vanilla ice cream, dude. 100% with you on the vanilla ice cream. Other people can judge. Voting is open. Other people can judge as much as they want to on how boring vanilla ice cream is, and like, I get it, but I still love vanilla ice cream more than any other ice cream flavor, and that's probably never going to change. Even when I couldn't properly taste vanilla ice cream, it was the only ice cream I wanted to eat. Eating bowls of flowers is not pleasant, but I'm still only wanting to eat vanilla ice cream and not other ice cream. So, my love of vanilla ice cream. However, bananas, bananas should be eaten only on toast and in banana bread and nowhere else, honestly. Most people actually lived. Nice. We are actually not being pure death today. Or at least not currently. Exactly, vanilla ice cream goes with everything. And vanilla ice cream has the added advantage of having being used for Coke floats. Coke floats are great.
Grim, welcome. You know, pursuing my art has given me insights. I have been thinking of humanity, of mortality, their importance, worth, and meaning.
Just interruption on the vanilla ice cream thing. Honestly, best thing I've had lately, now that my taste buds are semi sort of returning to normal, finally, and I can almost taste vanilla ice cream. Best thing, vanilla ice cream with mini Smarties. You know, this ones used to like baking decorations. Best. Absolutely love it. And what's the result so far? I think they're important and meaningful. I'm kind of busy right now, so can't we skip it? Look, Fate is clearly lonely. Just let the poor person talk. They're obviously lonely and in need of friends. Okay, humanity. What's the result?
A disarray of thoughts.
Okay.
Listen, is death really such a bad thing? It would be better for everyone.
Oh, come on, Fate. Don't do mass murder.
In fact, do these humans even truly exist?
I mean,
Their ephemeral being leads to no relevant outcome.
what are these words? Ephemeral? Who's ever used this word in their life? Ephemeral? Good
It
grief.
is all transient, no matter what they do or achieve in life.
I just realized they use a word like ephemeral, but apparently spelling they correctly on a piece of paper is too difficult. I really wonder whether that was like intentional on the side of the developers, because apparently we are spawns and thus mindless, stupid creatures of creation. Or was it really a matter of they just didn't proofread that text? Sounds accurate thus far. I mean, it's true. We are essentially going to die no matter what we do in life, so I suppose it's fairly accurate to say so. I'm really not here for this. How about we skip it? I feel like, yeah,
They
accurate.
exist in a state of hubris and arrogance.
Okay, that's just rude.
Considering them the center of the universe.
No, and not everyone. Rude and no.
Yet without them, the sun still sets and rises.
True.
Stars explode,
True.
galaxies form,
Huh?
or get torn apart.
Fair.
There are departments even for these events.
Or become Pluto and just get shot out of existence by mere human alone.
Humans are not the be-all, end-all pinnacle of creation.
I mean, it didn't
They
get
are
shot out of
small and
existence, but
insignificant,
true.
yet full of themselves.
Also,
The
sometimes
grandeur
true.
of everything will not get superseded by specks of nothing.
Also, I don't mean that literally, that they... Obviously, I don't mean Pluto was literally shot out of existence. I mean, as a planet, it was just deemed not a planet by human word alone. Which, by the way, I still refuse to believe Pluto is a planet. That's what I was taught, and that is what I will continue to believe. Just like the star signs, I believe the original 12 star signs, the 13 star sign business. I'm all for the number 13, but nope. I'm not sure that's fully accurate, yeah.
It matters not how they live through their subjective experiences, millions upon billions of them, everyone considering themselves unique.
I mean, pretty much everyone is supposed to be unique.
And technically they are, I suppose, on a minor scale, yet also exceedingly similar,
Probably not wrong.
copying each other, living through similar events with similar basic reactions,
Not entirely wrong.
while the universe is full of endless wonders they cannot or not even experience or perceive, ever.
Okay. I'm not going to say I can't argue with any of this, because I can. But we could help them experience these things. I just realized I don't care. We're still listening,
Their
friend.
presence is not even necessary to validate these events outside their subjective experience or understanding.
Wow.
Do you know the saying, Grim? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it,
Death in Texas doesn't make a sound. Did it ever even exist? And no one is around to hear it. It probably doesn't make a sound.
yes, imagine that. Life reduced only to some human vicinity.
Yep.
The ultimate height of arrogance ingrained in them. To imagine their presence to be paramount.
I mean, you know, picture or it didn't happen mentality.
The tree does not only sound, it has been sounding a long time. grown without anyone present. It has lived a life.
True.
None of this requires humanity to be there to bear witness.
True. I got through the entire rant. Is there a prize? I agree with everything. Can I also get a data review? I don't really agree with what you said. To be honest, I'm mostly here for the work. I mean, with the tree statement, sure. I mean, you don't need to watch the tree grow for it to grow. But also, yeah, not everyone around the world and every person on the planet is some arrogant asshole who's just thinking that the world is centered around them. So, I can't say I agree with everything that they just said.
Then you have much yet to learn. Good night, Grim.
Review? No? Okay. I did listen to your whole ass rant anyway. What'd I get? I got something.
Your hand
Oh.
tired? Are your fingers getting stiff?
No, but my arm hurts.
Been clicking around for quite a while.
Wrong hand that hurts anyway, too, actually. My hands aren't fine. The singular hand that's clicking, however, is doing just fine. I don't understand. Clicking a bit. We already know we're in a game, but sure,
On all
let's do
the
that one.
things you see scrolling by before your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the screen is too bright. The sound's too loud.
Nope, my screens are set pretty dim and the sound is just fine. She's super weird. Are you talking to someone else? Thanks for caring. Yeah, I kind of feel like doing that one.
No problem. It wasn't that easy getting you here. To the office, where you belong.
Did I actually get something or did you just feel like having a conversation with me, Mirror? Okay, birds, bird heads, a whole bunch of scully heads. Nope, nothing there. We got nothing. We were trolled. Rude, Mirror. You trolled us. I thought we got something. Got a delivery box and everything, but no. Oh yeah, right. We have a thing. We have a phone. See? My memory. Crow News. A heartwarming tale. World's oldest person visited by their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren in largest ever family gathering. Okay, that's really sweet. I'm not gonna lie. Crow News. Charity event organized by local firefighters, enjoyed by parents and children alike. The Daily Moon. Parents beware. Death metal artists may be trying to summon demons. Crow News. Prison guard arrested after beating a cornered prisoner to death. Wow. See, I told you. I told you that dude with the ultra violence. I told you. That one? Yeah, I knew that was bad. Also, I feel like this is literally every really strict parent around the world whose children listen to heavy metal and they're just like, Satan! Satan! This is what I feel like, honestly. Just because someone listens to metal or heavy metal or death metal, it's not satanic. Some of it, yes, but just because it's death metal or heavy metal or metal music in general does not make it satanic. Crow News. Painter dead from breathing in too many toxic fumes released by their experimental paints. What is experimental paint? You know what? I don't want to know. Grim. We have very few incoming profiles for today. Something is quite amiss. Keep your wits about you. One human has to die. Be thorough. Okay, we only have 2 profiles, so let's just put them next to each other. If I shake this thing, do you think it's going to have negatives again? Bjorn Urter, age 56, unemployed. Bjorn has been unemployed for nearly a decade. After many failed job applications, they lost motivation to try again. I can understand that. To pass time, Bjorn has started obsessively watching rom-coms, even quoting them in random conversations. I'm worried about your mental health. Miyu Terakawa, age 21, broiler cook. You either grill or you broil. Those are the only 2 options for cooking food. Some people say there are other ways, but Miyu disagrees. but Miyu often disagrees about many things. It's in their antagonistic nature. They love board games, but for some reason, most people don't want to play with them. Probably because you like to antagonize people. No one likes to play with someone that just trash talks 24/7, honestly. Okay, so Bjorn, the unemployed person who quotes rom-coms in conversation. To be fair, I can genuinely like understand this whole losing motivation to try again to apply for a job when you just keep applying and applying and applying and applying and nothing happens. So yeah, I understand, but also I can't imagine just being content, feeling like I can't contribute anything in life. I mean, that is why I work, is so that I can contribute to family and help where I can. So kind of feels weird to be the concept of not being able to do that. Spare. You live, Bjorn. I hope you find a job. And Miyu Terakawa, the antagonistic broiler cook, who I'm assuming is also a sore loser. I get it. Anyone who's someone who enjoys antagonizing other people, I feel like they would be a sore loser just so they could pick a fight. Honestly. I feel like they would literally use it as an excuse to pick a fight. Which is a horrible thing. I don't understand people who just want to start conflict. Personally, I hate conflict and I don't want to be involved in conflict. So why would you want to start conflict? I hope Bjorn finds a job. That is the hope. That Bjorn finds a job. Also, if you hear snoring in the background, that's the dog. She's quite far away, but
Grim, I feel odd.
she's also quite loud.
Confused, but I cannot figure out why. I seem to be expecting something. But what? I do not really know.
I don't know either. Could be just one of those days. Jitters about your novel. Everything looks normal to me. Maybe it's jitters?
Ah, the novel. Yes. The anxiety of creativity might be taking its toll.
Can understand that.
Oh, bother. I must be getting tired. Mayhaps we should turn to our regular matters.
Or we can skip it if you're not feeling up to it. What if we don't? Seems like a waste of time. Sure thing.
Yes, here it. Papers. Where are you? What does it even matter?
Yeah, he can get the broiler job, Princess Fox. That sounds like a plan.
Okay, I see what I needed to see. You have done well once again, I guess.
Fate, just retire and become an author.
There we go. The usual taken care of.
Okay.
So, I guess that is it. Good night.
Ciao. I actually kind of feel bad for Fate. He seems so disappointed in his life.
If I ever return to the seas, I'd have ye on me crew anytime.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Though I won't be joining you because motion sickness and all that. Yeah. Okay, so this thing's like 1,200. I'm really curious to see what this thing does. Because it seems like it illuminates something about a person's choices. So I'm curious to see what this thing does, to be honest. The resonator collates accelerated electromagnetic waves of various frequencies generated by the artificial vibration of eternal recurrence, which travel through the ether and then blasts them at you. Is that gonna just like tell me what was decided? Hi, DTQ. Is that what this is? Is it just gonna tell us what was decided? Like, I can look at that myself. I might click the wrong button, but that I can do myself. Works down. Wait. What you doing there, Fate? Oh. And how many? Okay, 5. Oh, right, the phone. Oh my gosh, again, Fate. Fate really just doesn't care anymore. Crow News. Local broiler cook disagrees about the meaning of life and afterlife. Dies in order to prove it. Good grief. Excessive. I told you. I told you. I'm fine, DTQ, and how are you doing? Alrighty. What does Fate have to say aside from I don't really care and just do whatever you want to do? Chaos abound, Grim. Balance today according to your own wishes. I cannot spare the time to give you specifics currently. Okay. And since there's no real news whatsoever happening, we'll just... I'm glad to hear that, DTQ. We'll just read the profiles and open the votes and go from there, I guess. Conrad Ulmer, age 30, a manicurist. Conrad is obsessed with building the ultimate gel nails. Their designs keep getting wilder and more impractical each day, but customers keep coming, thirsty for the most fashionable or weaponizable nails. Well, I mean, I've seen some of these people with their freaking false nails, man. Votes are open to die or spare in the chat. Like, I will never understand people that have the false nails, like the acrylic nails, and they haven't filed them down. They've done nothing. It's just these long freaking dagger type things. Why would you... How do you even work with that? Like, my nails get slightly long and I can barely type. Yeah, same. Every time I look at them, oh man, it grosses me out so much. Because I just don't know how you use them. I don't understand how you could possibly use nails that long. Jake Bartowski, age 28. Position unemployed. Jake, a self-prescribed chemist, oh no, loves to create new, interesting recipes in their kitchen. Jake's latest work involves mixing opioids and uppers. Oh no. They also enjoy showcasing their new inventions at the local club scene. Oh, just no. Vote to die or spare in the chat for Jate? Who the heck is Jate? Jake Bartowski, the self-proclaimed, self-prescribed chemist who is probably going to just cause mass overdose and all other kinds of death because this just bad. Just bad. Okay, not the profile I mean to pick. Wait. Tell me those two don't look like me. Standard image. Anyway. Zia Al Fulan, age 31, position IT security. Zia spends most of their time at work reprimanding everyone. In their free time, they're developing a quantum firewall, hoping that this piece of technology will help them get rich and go down in history. It would also mean they could stop yelling at people due to bad passwords. I can understand that. Vote now in the chat to die or to spare for Zia. Like, I can understand being frustrated about IT-related things. I can genuinely understand. Dealing with people who just refuse to understand or comprehend anything basic related to computers and IT is just... Like, I'm dumb with computers to a certain degree, but freaking hell, man. Just, wait, you voted spare, right? Yeah. Just doing basics it's so frustrating, and then they don't listen to you, which is even worse. Benjamin Avery, age 45, position naval captain. Benjamin, hailing from a long line of army veterans, decided to join the navy, much to the chagrin of the rest of their family. Yet soon enough they found themselves as the altogether responsible and distinguished captain of a massive aircraft carrier called the Audacious. Okay, well done you. I suppose thank you for your service would be the only thing one can really say in that in response to that. Also kind of worrying because, you know, aircraft carriers called the Audacious. No one worried that, you know, just like air bombings. Like Audacious is like obviously for audacity, so it's like just like pure, just out of nowhere bombing whoever the heck they feel like. Is that what like audacious? That's my thing. It's worrisome. Oh no. Oh, of course it's gonna be a 50-50. Okay, we'll get back to Mr. Audacious. Brian... Oh no. Calithanikos? Frick. Age 31, position janitor. Raking leaves is hard. Oh, blowing them around. I read that very wrong, and I'm so glad I read it in my head before I said it out loud. Blowing them around with a leaf blower is much more fun. This is why Brian takes care of the leaves exclusively with a leaf blower, starting already at 6 in the morning. The toxic fumes the machine emits don't concern them one bit. Wait. Dragon says kill. Is he awake? I thought he was sleeping. Yeah, DTQ. I also, yeah. I thought Dragon was sleeping already. Okay, sorry. Got distracted momentarily. Conversation. Brain does not do well on multitasking. Okay, so Brian, does he live or does he die? Oh, he is awake. I thought he went to bed already. Because you said everyone was sleeping earlier already. DTQ is like instant death. And Princess Fox's death. Death. Okay, well, I'm going to trust you, saying that Dragon is awake and votes... Wait, what did you say Dragon says? Kill. So since we had a 50-50... Death to Benjamin. Sorry, Benjamin. Oh my gosh, we killed so many people. Oh well. Oh, did he wake up now? What an odd time to wake up! Or was he just tired because of the drive? I take it he was driving.
I must admit, Grim, I still feel a degree of confusion. However, your recent assessment may have been correct.
What assessment is this referring to?
How was your day?
Why are you asking me about my day? I'm worried. The same as it ever was. Some lived, some died. Most died. But nothing catastrophic. Keeping the chaos at bay, creating equilibrium. You know the drill. Yeah, some lived, some died.
Indeed. The equilibrium really seems to be establishing itself.
Good to know.
All right. I guess that is that. I am at a lack of words.
Jeez. Was it because you guys were packing or why? Or was it just, you know, the fact that we all have terrible sleeping schedules as pretty much gamers and just in general with life, that you only slept for like 4 hours? And yeah, I know the drive, remember? I did this drive with you once. I remember how long it was. What about the daily review?
I am sure you have performed adequately.
You say that, but I don't think you really know.
Good night.
Okay, bye. Still don't like you anymore, cat. Well, you said I performed adequately, but you didn't pay me anything. Rude. Off to work we go. A pen? You show him we bought the... Still love the sound. We bought the snow globe. The ridiculously overpriced snow globe in his honor whilst he was sleeping. The usual. Okay, yeah, I thought maybe it was because you were busy getting things ready to drive for the day. Because I take it you guys had to take a lot with for the long weekend. The usual. Another painfully regular day. Everything is in balance. You can try and keep it that way. Unless... Oh no. It's a red note disguised as a white piece of paper. Quote for the day. 2 humans have to die. P.S. I forgot what I wanted to write. Fate. I think Fate is losing it, guys. I think Fate is just, he's losing it. Okay, so 2 people have to die. I kind of feel like, considering it's the majority of people, we might as well just vote on the first one, and then we'll read the next 2 profiles, and we can then just decide of the 2 profiles if we feel like which one clearly stands out as live or die, or whatever. Paola Delamour, age 55, a philosopher. In their youth, Paola, who the hell is Paola? Yeah, I think Fate is genuinely losing it. Paola, that's what I was trying to say. I don't know who the hell Paola is, but yeah, this is my English brain having to read different languages. Was a successful bank robber, finally getting caught after their 8th robbery. After spending a philosophically fueled 10-year prison sentence, they emerged with unique insights. They've been teaching at the Institute of Deconstruction of Central Cosmopolis University ever since. That sounds like a almost cult-like university to exist. Okay. Vote for die or spare in the chat. Princess Fox, if Dragon's awake and he wants to render input, you can just render input on his behalf if Twitch allows you within the time limit. Because Twitch delayed chat. I trust you to relay his choices honestly. And I'm sure if you don't, he'll tell me when you get back from your long weekend. Oh. So far we're dying. Dying. Alright, so these are our, oh my gosh. Kinda hate. All the minuses are back. Dragon Princess, you're back. Welcome, Dragon Princess. It's gonna be really hard not to say Dragon Princess now because it's your name is in pink on my screen, and that's very confusing for my brain. And yes, I know that's a terrible thing to say and it's a horrible stereotype, but it's just, you know, pink and princesses. It just makes sense. Okay, Jade Shawnee, age 27. Oh my god, I hate this word because I always say it terribly, but okay. Liaison officer. Jade is communications coordinator. Why couldn't you say that instead? At the Cosmopolis City Home Guard, mainly focusing on disaster management. They live alone with 2 cats and a hamster due to not being particularly interested in finding a partner. I mean, I can understand the hamster, but cats are dicks, bro. Ryo Kobayashi, bleh, age 35. It's actually meant to say princess. Oh, because I thought so, but it says princess like when it comes up in chat. So I wasn't sure if it's like cutting off in chat or if it is actually meant to be princess and not princess. Yeah, yours on my end, DTQ is green. Princess Fox, you're red. And Dragon Princess is pink or princess. Okay, Ryo Kobayashi, age 35, position politician. Ryo has been aggressively advocating for a new radical policy which completely eliminates all taxes. I wish. Any and all vocal opponents are mercilessly mocked. I mean, what did taxes ever do for us anyway? I mean, kind of feel like that in South Africa, but you know, we won't get into that because political stuff is a bad thing to get into. Okay, so we have to kill 2 people, like total. We've already killed 1. I, at this point, think Fate doesn't really care what we do, but anyway. So, for Jade Shawnee, is Jade Shawnee gonna be spared, or does Jade Shawnee die? Jade Shawnee being the liaison officer. Communications coordinator. I prefer that word. I'm going to just replace the word liaison in my head with communications coordinator. Because, jeez, I hate that word. I know what it is and I know what it means, but I can't pronounce it to save my life. DTQ says we spare her. Well, I mean, at least then they can continue to take care of their 2 cats and their hamster. Although, to be fair, the hamster's probably going to be dead like 2 days after we chose to spare her. Like, I love hamsters. Like, I love rodents as a general thing. But here's my thing. I only ever had 1 hamster. And it died within like 3 weeks or something after I got it. Because when I got it, I was like young, so my parents got it for me. And it was already fully grown. And we went to the shops. It was still like awake and alive when we left to go to the shop. We got back. And the politician. Does the politician die or does the politician get spared? Yeah, for the pets. But yeah, we came back from the shop. And I mean, we were only gone for like 30 minutes to an hour. Came back from the shop and dead. Just dead. So, always wanted to get another hamster ever since. Can't get one, though. Because, just... Yeah, the phone sucks. I agree with you. The phone sucks. I mean, I'm just playing out to the end of the game anyway. Yeah, but like, that's the thing. I said to my parents, I'm pretty sure the large part of the issue was because it was already a fully grown hamster and they had no idea how old it was. So, there was no way of knowing, you know, how many years the hamster had already been alive. And hamsters generally have short lifespans. I told my parents when I get another rodent, it's going to be a rat because they're the longest lifespan. That's 12-year lifespan. So, I'm getting a rat whenever I eventually get a rodent again. Which will not be until the big black and white has passed away.
Understand it. I do not understand what went wrong.
Cat answers with a meow of uncertainty.
I did everything right. I had a plan. But nothing is happening. Time is running out.
Time is running out for what? I mean, obviously something's wrong, so what's not happening?
Do not mind me.
Oh, chinchillas are really cute, but if I remember correctly...
The stress is meddlesome.
Sorry, I don't want to talk while he's talking, because I don't want to, like, talk over dialogue. If I remember correctly, you need to have permits to have a chinchilla, and I don't even know where to get started for that. So, I would love to get a chinchilla, but as far as I know, you need permits for them. And I think they're also, like, really aggressive, aren't they? And remember, I still have a bird, too, who I would like to be able to actually have out and, like, in my space once Big Black and White is no longer around.
I must get to the bottom of this. We have no time for chatter, Grim. Leave.
Rude. Fine. Bye. I mean, shame. My poor little feathered baby hasn't had a chance to come out like since I injured my arm because I can't chase her down my back. Phone. What does phone say? Crow News. Disaster relief responds quickly and efficiently to southeast Cosmopolis City after powerful hurricane makes landfall. Crow News. Faculty and students at the Central Cosmopolis University mourn passing of beloved philosophy teacher. Honestly, I didn't even remember that we killed the philosophy teacher. Utopian Vision. Delamar's latest manuscript on the technus of disbelief to be published posthumously. Okay, well. A matter of balance. Balance, balance, balance. This word balance. If you just repeat balance to yourself enough, the word eventually loses all meaning. Quota for the day. The calculations show that 2 humans have to die today. Why are you so long about it? You're normally very short with your how many people have to die. And okay, calculations are 2. We again have 3. So I'm again going to read the first one and we can go with whatever the first one is. And then I'll read the next 2. We'll put them next to each other and decide from there. Luther Marlowe, age 38, faculty worker. Faculty. You see, this is what's happening today. My eyes have been burning for half the day, so this is great. Factory worker. Working in a factory is very monotonous. I can believe so. You almost become a machine yourself. Literally, no matter what job you're doing, you feel that way. At least, that's how Luther feels most days. They go through a set of predetermined motions, again, every person in a job pretty much everywhere, one after the other. However, this has also given them ample time to compose poetry. Okay, embrace your hobbies. Fair enough. Does Luther Marlowe get to live, or does Muther? Who the heck is Muther? Now we've got a Muther. Okay, does Muther live, or does Muther die? I'm just gonna go with it. I just give up. He's Muther now. Does Muther live, or does Muther die? Okay, DTQ, I'll count yours in as spare. Because I keep saying live, and I should have changed the thing to live. I just went with like the default of spare, because I didn't want to mess things up. But yeah, I'll count your vote in as spare. Freaking Muther. Dragon, you missed some information there. I mean, majority vote would have been to spare anyway. Yeah. Mobile's terrible, I know. It's fine. That's why when I'm gonna be playing tomorrow, that other game that Princess Fox voted on last, because my arm is still a mess. Believe it or not, my arm's still completely screwed, and I can't have my hand in like a flat position for more than 2 minutes before it just starts paining ridiculously. So I don't want to try WASD keys for like 2 hours. So I'm gonna do the other game. We finish this game tonight, which we should. Then I'm going to do the other point and click game from tomorrow, which I don't believe would have any voting particulars in it. I don't think, but I'll check that out tomorrow before I start stream. Elias Callan, age 39. I don't think it's fractured. I don't know, maybe it is, but I don't think so. It's just really, it's like, at the moment, like I can feel it's pounding. It doesn't help that I kind of walked into the door frame like 5 minutes before stream started, so it's really sore right now. Elias Callan, age 39, position screenwriter, novelist. Elias talks a lot and really fast. When not eating tasty fried chicken, they have a tendency to start singing all of a sudden, mostly on wildly inopportune moments. During wildly inopportune moments. Okay. They work as a screenwriter for TV, just published a children's book, and are a member of a podcast about bad films. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with it. I was gonna go to the doctor yesterday, but then decided to wait it out over the long weekend and see if it rested. Because obviously, with me still going to work every day, it's not really resting, and it's not getting a chance to just chill. But that doesn't work out very well when you still need to clean and do all other kinds of things over a supposed long weekend. So it didn't really rest too much today. And yeah, hairline fracture, we have considered that it's potentially a hairline fracture. Leon Hola. Okay. Age 46, a cobbler. Leon can't even count the amount of shoes they've made. They dream of making shoes that give an understanding of how it feels to be in other people's shoes, because actually wearing other people's shoes doesn't really give any particular insights. Fair. Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just sore, unnecessarily so. I was sure it was just like minor injury, but I don't know. Leon Hula. How are we voting for him? Does Leon get to live, or does he die? Well, is he spared, or does he die? I should say it that way, so we don't accidentally have live as the command in chat, because yeah, that's my bad. If we ever do a replay of this, as I said earlier in the stream, there are multiple endings. It's before you join DTQ. There are multiple endings to this game. So I might replay the game some point in time down the line, depending on, you know, how things go. And obviously I'm not going to like play it out again in like 2 weeks time. But depending on how things go, if we get like more viewers and more people in chat, and we can have like a proper amount of people to vote on this, I might replay the game somewhere down the line, and then you know, we can see different outcomes and different kinds of things. So where's my pen? If this pen was really a pen, it would have fallen off the thing. Wait, die, right? Yeah. Princess Fox and Dragon Princess voted die. DTQ voted spare. So I know Dragon Princess didn't actually get it in on time, but I'm going to count it anyway because I'm a procrastination queen and I don't want to make decisions, so there's that. But we need to kill 2 people, right? Yeah, we need to kill 2 people. Okay. The screenwriter, novelist, Elias Callan. Man. Voting open. Shall we spare them or do they die? Oh yeah, my point of that whole story was if we ever do redo it, I will change the commands to say live or die instead of spare or die. Because I feel like the spare, it works, but also I keep referring to it as living and dying and not spare and die. So just to make it easier down the line for newcomers and whatnot, that I don't get people confused, because it's me, and I shall. I mean, majorities already die, so I'm gonna mark it anyway. I feel like Dragon's still adjusting to the mobile situation of the whole thing. But yeah, that's why I don't think the game I'm gonna play tomorrow, if we get this one done tonight, I don't think the game...
Another ordinary day. It has grown too late. Nothing to do now.
Fate seems so depressed right now. But yeah, I don't think there'll be anything vote-worthy or whatever tomorrow, I don't think, in that game. I really don't think so. Adds a sound of compassion. Okay, I like you again, because Fate sounds so sad. I feel bad for Fate.
Grim, my loyal subject. What use is any of this?
I'm still not sure why you're so sad. Any of what?
A grave matter. Grave. Perhaps there is no fighting the inertia. It all flows, unstoppable. No action of mine can even make a dent.
I really think Fate was the red letter person.
I am resigned to be here forevermore.
So I take it we're not doing the dailies anymore. Okay.
Tomorrow is the monthly review, where your whole conduct will be judged. It will be clear if you truly belong to this office. Have a good final rest, Grim.
Final rest? Am I never gonna sleep again? Hello? Honey! Okay, well, since the game's pretty much gonna end now anyway, just about.
Time's running out, friend.
We have Little Belle's toy again! Well, gerbil. Mouse, gerbil. I don't want your stupid mask. We can actually buy both of these though. Meep, 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 meep. I don't think we're going to be able to come back to the shop. So let's get the cute little gerbil. Buy Boo the gerbil. Oh my word, the gerbil's name is Boo. Yes.
Lord blimey, how did this wee monster even get here?
Good question.
'Tis not really all that valuable plunder. Found the tiny fellow on the riverbanks of Styx itself. A lifeless, adorable.
That's the river I was talking about
Can't
earlier.
imagine it being useful for anything, but sure makes delightful squeaks when ye stroke it.
Cute. And buy the ethereal resonator. Pity I couldn't get the
Shivering
lamp.
timbers. 'Tis a tale most sordid. I dare not even recall the details, but since ye wish to hear it,
I never
shall
indicated that I
tell it
did.
forthwith. There I was, scouting some rickety office building downtown, and I saw this in an elevator. Went in, tore it out, and made a run for it. The device
Wow.
has immense power. Ye turn the knob, and infinite pleasant noises come from it.
Oh my word, no,
Some might
DMCA.
even call it music.
No, DMCA. Okay, we won't be using that. Unfortunate. Any new peoples to talk to? Blast.
finest tavern in all the lands.
Wait, are you... What's his face?
Friend, seems ye have done excellent work this time round. This world, unlike many others, is feeling no pain, no charred ground, no fear and despair.
Really? Damn, it's a great effort. Thanks, I managed. Somehow. No big deal, it was super easy. No tale to tell me, as is usual. I mean... I didn't have to make choices, thankfully, because, again, procrastination queen. So, it was super easy for me. I had the ether helping me.
I suppose ye have earned it.
Overflowing with modesty.
Ye have brought humanity as close to the ideal as one can get. For now.
And then tomorrow we blow it all up.
We gaze upon the gates of utopia, unbarred. Can they be held open?
We can only hope. Unlikely nothing lasts forever, right? True. As long as I'm here, I think it's possible. Nah, it's unlikely.
Not ye, not humans, not time itself, not even old Mortimer. 'Tis the call of oblivion.
No, okay.
Ah, rejoice in your success, matey. Have a final drink and be merry.
Sounds like a plan. Yes, I should get another milk. No, the milk was disappointing. It was literally just milk. I'm in the afterlife and I just got milk. I suppose I'm not much of a drinker.
3 cheers, friend. Hurrah! May the sun always shine on your bony arse. It's a great pleasure to have your attention. Time to head back to me emporium. Commerce awaits.
Okay. I don't appreciate you referring to my behind, but okay.
Hey! If it isn't my good pal Grimoire.
Okay.
Has it already been a month? It's like you just got here a couple hours ago.
Technically, not wrong.
You've been doing excellent work. The world is more or less stable. Humanity lives and prospers and all that. Heckin' great.
Thanks, I tried to do my best. I mean, I think we in chat tried to do our best not to literally get the entire world blown up.
The reputation of the office is well deserved. You keep your nose to the grindstone and bring in the good results.
Sure.
We've got a cause for celebration! Cheers to your first successful month.
Well, I did just get told I'm going to have my final rest, so I don't know if there's going to be another month.
A month of grind behind that desk. May it be followed by another one. And a month after that. And a month after that.
Oh my gosh, it sounds like
And
real life.
another month after that. And a month after that. Until infinity. It never stops.
Oh gosh, it sounds like real life.
Right? Oh, what can I get you?
I think we have coins for
What's
something. The usual $500. Death and taxes is now apparently a drink. I don't even know how many coins I have. The June tariff, tax on the beach, a Bloody Gary, 1 standard alcohol, corpse reviver, heat death of the universe iced coffee. Yeah, we had the iced coffee last, I think, and the stupid milk, which was literally just milk. That was a waste. I can't remember how many coins we had left. I probably should have checked that. Let's do a Bloody Gary.
Can't go wrong with the Bloody Classic. It'll kickstart your recovery from any slump.
Drink it alone. Sag. As the seemingly metallic taste hits you, it hints at the usage of real blood, but in truth it's just tomato juice. The drink has a sharp, peppery undertone. I'm a Grim Reaper, not a vampire. Still, every sip makes you feel secure, as if you've wakened from a nightmare to find yourself at home, basking in the warm morning rays of a rising sun. Okay then. That came a bit late in the chat, Dragon.
Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Twitch delay, man. Twitch delay. It's really... Twitch delay is a problem. That's okay. We apparently drank a Bloody Mary that kinda sorta tasted like real blood. Which kinda makes me glad I've never had a real Bloody Mary all of a sudden. Our final day at the office. With that cute little boo, the gerbil. Okay, let's see what our phone says. I'm not putting this on because I'm seriously worried about DMCA, so I'm not going to put that on. Crow News. A screenwriter crushed under an avalanche of old bad film tapes. That's why no one uses tapes anymore. Culture Mag. Industrial laborer publishes first collection of poems titled The Pien? What is that word? To the workers' impact. Critics impressed. I have absolutely no idea what that word is. Moving right along. Here we are, the last day before your ultimate evaluation. A day just like yesterday, and the day before that. Time flies, does it not? Quota for the day. 2 humans have to die. Again. I guess this is it. Fate. Okay. Did you see we got your snow globe, dragon? It makes epic sounds, but I don't want to shake it too much because all my positives are turning into negatives, and that's worrying me immensely. And otherwise, we can irritate people with that, apparently. Okay, so I'm again going to read the first one, and we can decide if the first one, and then after we've read the first one, we'll read the other 2 and decide if the other 2 who lives and dies. Snow globe, kind of in my way, not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, it shakes it every time, and it's just negatives, and I'm waiting for this thing to just break and explode. Ishar Malik, age 39, position dairy farmer. Ishir noticed their cows were acting strange. Then the milk started getting a green tinge, and the taste could only be described as like licking a battery. Despite the protests of their spouse, they're always keen to investigate any and all oddities life throws their way. I'm pretty sure your cows are sick. Fairly certain. Green milk is probably not a good sign. Vote to die or spare in the chat for Ishir Malik, the milk farmer, the dairy farmer. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. Dairy farmer, milk farmer. I'm really... Isn't there an actual, like, real life disease that makes milk, like cow's milk, change color to green? I swear there is. I actually think we were discussing it in the car on the way home the other day. I swear there is actually a disease that turns the cow's milk green. Die? Die. Boop. Okay, next 2. Oscar Warburg, age 34, position military chaplain. Oscar joined the armed forces to help soldiers in and outside combat situations by providing morale, sometimes even psychological support. Most of their time is spent at the military hospital, providing aid for injured soldiers. They recently adopted a puppy from a combat zone. Aww. Carrie Haven, age 32, position botanist. Gardening is Carrie's favorite pastime and also their line of work. They enjoy growing edible exotic plants and experimenting with different recipes. They are also an expert in natural poisons. Oh, that can't be good. Okay. The military chaplain, Oscar Warburg. Vote to die or spare Oscar Warburg in the chat. I really want... Like, I'm so tempted to just shake the living heck out of this thing to see what happens when everything turns negative. But I'm so scared it prematurely ends the game. Oscar sounds like a great guy. Oh, goodness. Okay, overwhelming spare. Oh, need to close that to reset it. Carrie Haven. Vote to die or spare in the chat. I really want to shake this so bad. I'm gonna fucking shake the living hex out of it. Watch me do this like off stream just to see what happens when you shake the living daylights out of this thing. Oh man. Also, the sound will probably get really annoying after a while, so I don't want to do that for like solid 10 minutes on stream. Just like shaking the living heck out of this thing. Okay, well, pretty much overwhelming die. Is that the natural poisons? Was that like the main deciding factor. Dragon Princess is shaken. I could shake it, but the sound's gonna get annoying after a while. I mean, I love the sound, but I imagine it's gonna get super frustrating after a while. Oh my gosh. Has everything changed to negative yet? Is there more negatives? So there's like 2 spaces that are negative now where it was only there before. Unless it's just like there wasn't negatives, but I swear there wasn't any negatives when we got it. So I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to shake this thing for like ages before it changes everything negative. If it changes everything negative. It does sound kind of like a wind chime. But it could still get really annoying to listen to for like 10 minutes. I mean, I like wind chimes and all, but this for 10 minutes, like possessed wind chimes, bit much. It doesn't seem to be changing anymore. Maybe I imagined it changing, I don't know. Shaking it a little bit more. Maybe it also has to do with like the equilibrium or some shit. I don't know. Nah, it doesn't seem to be changing anymore. Maybe I was imagining it. Because all the negatives are staying in the same places. I mean, the negatives were there before. So I don't know. Really don't know. Probably has some or other kind of meaning. No, I'm just too stupid to understand it. What?
How did it go so wrong?
Oh gosh.
I had it all worked out, calculated, designed.
Fate's still upset. I don't know what you mean. What went wrong? Everything's going just fine. I mean...
Yes, the world endures against all odds.
I'm telling you, this is Red Paper Man. Fate wanted to cause chaos.
I cannot believe it.
You're not making any sense. You were secretly trying to end the world or something. I'm totally confused. I'm going with this one.
Yes, I thought it would be fairly obvious. Eventually, at least.
I called it. I said Fate was the red paper person.
The great dying is by my design. It is true. I do not love humanity. Not a bit.
Clearly. And I foiled your whole thing. Sweet, I guess I did something right.
Exactly. You must understand.
I mean, I feel like his reasons for why were made fairly clear in his like last rant of how he thinks every human is just arrogant.
I have grown tired of it all. This tedious existence. These humans. The endless tirade of death. It is all meaningless, you see. An endless loop of monotony that I cannot escape. That we cannot escape. Do you know how long I have been doing this? I barely remember myself. I am exhausted and sick of it all. I wish to stop, but no one can leave until the job is done. But if the great dying claimed them all,
I mean...
then I could be free and claim the rest I deserve. So, I helped the great dying along. Peace. But the equilibrium withstood it. The office remains, and I cannot fade away.
I mean, just throw yourself down whatever well you wanted to throw me down originally.
Now, here I stand, alone in the bright lights of my shattered life.
What do you mean alone? You've got Miss Portington right over there. You're not alone. I banish thee, foul beast. Good grief. I can give you your freedom. I can replace you. I've proven myself to be super talented at this job, you know. Just give me your throne and we'll be done with this nonsense. Wow. I feel like literally these are just like emphasizing his whole perspective of people just being self-important assholes. Let's go. I feel like this is the. Jeez, I feel like this is like the least
That is not
horrible
how this
one.
whole structure operates. I cannot just relinquish the position to a mere spawn. You are not constructed for this purpose.
Maybe it's time for a change. Evolution. You were meant to run this place and you failed. This is bigger than archaic rules. You wanted to destroy the world, and you're worried about that other woman who was all freaking wanting to be a villain. Let's just go with time for change.
I do not know. Maybe what you say is correct.
Go be an author. Just.
I lost my way. And humankind almost paid the ultimate price.
Just go be an
Who can
author.
say with certainty you are not a better fit for this office? The evidence is all here. In the documents of the past 4 weeks. Yes, I will set up the transition process. Grim, enjoy your final hours as a drone. Soon you will sit in my stead. I will withdraw. Accept my own fate. And we will not be meeting again.
Okay, but what's left for you then? Say nothing, because you don't really care. Jeez Louise. Okay, what's gonna happen to you? Fate looks at you, smiles, and leaves the office in silence. No, you can't abandon Miss Portington. Ooh, all the achievements just came through. Got 3 achievements. Nations United. Okay, 4 achievements. Mankind surpassing biological limits. Okay. I think this is one of the endings and how it ends as opposed to total destruction. Humanity transcending. Okay. Yeah, Pumpkinhead, I got Miss Portington! As you become the new keeper of world order. Help me, Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead Christmas robe. I mean, I feel kind of bad. That's such a sad sight, though.
Fellow traveler.
Oh, jeez.
That was fun, wasn't it? The choices, the excitement. Admittedly, ye did pretty good. The world's mostly busy and bustling, ripe for some pirate adventures. But I can offer a new cycle. A turn of the hourglass, and ye shall be set upon a path in a fresh timeline. A parallel world, so to speak. There ye will again find every friend and enemy, hope and error. Knowledge and loot will remain, of course. Otherwise, 'tis the eternal recurrence of all things.
Okay. I'm assuming that has to do just with like replaying so that you can get the other endings and whatnot. I don't think that has like anything really to do with the game itself. We can check. Yeah, I think a new chance, so that's probably just gonna restart, and then the end would just like end this entire game and just call it quits, if I can put it that way. So I think that is pretty much gonna be the end of the stream, because I'm not gonna start another game now. It's like however many like hours in already. It's 2 hours into the stream, so I'm gonna end the stream at that. Thank you all for your help so that I didn't have to sit here for 30 hours procrastinating over what to do and what decisions to make and who lives and who dies. And yeah, all in all, the game's pretty good. I'm not amped with the like spelling errors here and there, because that's something I'm really pedantic about, so that annoys the living daylights out of me. But other than that, the game's pretty good. It's got some funny moments. I feel so bad for Fate. It is a pretty good game, Dragon Princess. It is a pretty good game. I just feel so bad for Fate. He clearly lost his shit. He's been doing this for far too long, I imagine. And he's just had enough of it all. Which I guess, you know, I think anyone in the working world can understand after days of just doing the same thing, and we don't have to do it nearly as long as I imagine that Fate would have had to do it. You just can't deal after a while. Becomes frustrating and boring and kind of pointless feeling. So I get it. But yeah, he just lost his shit and gave up. Oh well. But yeah, overall the game's pretty good. I'm glad that it has multiple endings, so it has some version of replayability and you can go back in, play the game again, and it gives you the option to continue, as they say, in an alternate universe, so you get to hold on to the things that you were able to buy in your previous saves. Because obviously, like as you saw, good night Princess Fox, well, Dragon Princess too, because you're probably going to follow along. But yeah, I feel like you saw for yourselves how expensive the items in the shop were and how hard it is to actually get money. So I'm glad there's some replayability and the option to hold on to what you were able to get before. But yeah, game was good. Overall, pretty good. I'll replay it. Let's put it that way. I'll replay it, and you know how I feel about replaying games. So that, I feel like that says something on its own. So yeah, good game. Thank you guys for joining me and helping me make all the decisions, as you always do. I never really know how to end these things off, as we all know, so I just end up rambling nonsense. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and for anyone watching this up on YouTube, please drop a like if you enjoyed it, and if you want to watch us live and maybe help us to replay this game at some stage with a few more followers and a few more people to vote in the chat, then let me know, follow me on Twitch, and we'll be able to replay this at some stage. And I stream every Friday and Saturday night from 11 p.m. CAT. Trying to get it right. One day I will say that without struggling. Anyway, thanks all for joining, and thank you guys so much with your mobile struggles for hopping in and helping me. Good night, guys.